Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for October 23, 2023. Please leave a comment, like, and share. And in the news this afternoon, former Toll Authority CEO dismisses claims he abandoned his job as a tenure ends in controversy. Lerone Leng assumed the role as a Toll Authority of Jamaica CEO in October 2009 amid a controversy with allegations that he did not meet the minimum requirement for the post and was only appointed by then Minister of Transport Robert Montague because of their closer ties. Almost 4 years later, Leng's tenure has come to an end in similar controversial fashion, with claims that he abandoned the job after failing to return to work following his vacation last month. At the time of his appointment, the Transport Ministry came to Leng's defense, pointing out that he met the required competencies for the post as he holds a Master's of Science in Economics with distinction and a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science with upper second-class honors. Now, at the end of his tenure, Leng is speaking up for himself, telling the news that the claim he abandoned his job is untrue. I reject that assertion categorically. It is unfortunate and, quite frankly, a misrepresentation of the facts that I went on vacation leave and did not return, and therefore would have abandoned my post, Leng told the news in response to a reported claim by the chairman of the board, William Shaguri. According to Leng, on July 6, he was formally offered a scholarship to pursue a Doctor of Philosophy in Public Administration in the United States. Quite frankly, the offer presented me with a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to advance my education and a career path, which I accepted, said Leng. The program was slated to commence on August 22, therefore, I did not have much time to transition from the authority. I immediately informed the authority's board chairman, and shortly after, the board was also informed of the developments. I also immediately requested study leave in accordance with the staff orders for the Public Service 2004, added Leng. He told the news that he embarked on the vacation leave, which he was entitled to at the end of August, to allow for any deliberations and consultations of his study leave request. I also, during this time, submitted to the board's attention other opinions in the event that the study leave request was not granted. This was in my attempt to ease any leadership transition and to cauterize the effect of potential disruptions to the operations of the authority. My suggestions to ease the transition were founded on the fact that the board had before it, for final approval, several projects of the authority that were coming to fruition and to which delay and or lack of proper oversight could be detrimental to the Jamaica taxpayer, said Leng. He added that in his correspondence to the board, he expressed a willingness to be available to guide or consult on the projects given the significant gains made under his leadership with respect to their execution, where the institutional knowledge I possess may be useful towards their timely and effective implementation. According to Leng, despite his attempts to try to arrive at a mutually agreeable position with respect to the departure from the Toll Authority, 2 days after his vacation leave ended on September 25, his work email was deactivated without any formal communication or a response to his request. I then received a letter dated October 2, 2023 from the board chairman asking for my resignation effective September 26, 2023. I responded immediately, requesting a mutual termination, said Leng. Responding to Shaguri's reported claim that his proposal to be re-employed as an advisor to the authority while overseas was not appropriate and could be problematic if it was approved by the board, Leng argued that he made no suggestions or requests that would cause the authority to run afoul of any ethical and or legal stipulation. I rejected that assertion categorically, declared Leng, as he pointed to some of the projects which he believes would have benefited from his institutional knowledge, having spent almost 4 years leading the Toll Authority. These include the National Toll Road Development Plan, which has been mandated under the Toll Road Management Regulations 2003. Leng noted that despite being mandated some 2 decades ago, the NTDP has not been developed and that he had made this one of his priorities. The NTDP would function as the overarching blueprint for toll road development and operations in Jamaica. It would address critical gaps which exist currently in the regulation of all our toll roads, for example, toll pass interoperability. Many Jamaicans have asked why are two different electronic toll passes necessary to access the current two legs of our toll roads. The answer is that there is currently no legislative framework that requires operators of toll roads to have a single universal system. The NTDP would address this critical gap in the interest of the Jamaican people, said Leng. Leng told the news that other critical gaps which would be addressed by virtue of the various projects commenced under his leadership of the Toll Authority include the Toll Road Emergency Response Schematics, which is critical to saving lives, and the Toll Road Monitoring Fees legislation, which would ensure that Jamaicans benefit financially from the tolls that they pay. It was a privilege to serve the authority and the people of Jamaica during my tenure as a CEO. As the youngest head of an entity in the Transport Ministry, 28 years old, under which I served, I am proud of achievements under my tenure in terms of improving the capacity of the authority and the foundation laid for future growth. I wish the authority all the best in the future, and despite this most recent and unfortunate assault on my reputation, I stand firm as a patriotic Jamaican, declared Leng. Police warn older shoes market fire will be repeated if vendors remain silent. The St. James police have warned that the incident that led to 54 shops being gutted by fire at the older shoes market arcade is likely to be repeated if those entrepreneurs who operate in that space refuse to communicate with investigators. Aaron Samuels, the acting senior superintendent of police for the St. James Division of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, told the vendors that he was aware that some of the victims of last Sunday's fire know why they were burned out, but have so far opted to remain silent. A lot of you know what transpired. My ears are on the ground, so no matter what we do, if you don't work with the police, it will happen again, Samuels warned while addressing displaced vendors during a meeting organized by the St. James Municipal Corporation inside the Montego Bay Cultural Center last Friday. While firefighters have not yet determined the specific cause of the fire that caused the significant damage to several shops at the Older Shoes Arcade, the St. James Fire Brigade has reported that the fire, which is believed to have started about 2:30 on October 15, quickly raced through the facility, which includes clothing and variety stores. Investigations are ongoing to ascertain the cause of the fire, which was brought under control by firefighters in the parish with assistance from the neighboring parish of Trelawney. Samuels also cautioned against the persons who might want to defraud the system by bringing in individuals who have nothing to do with the facility, but who may want to cash in on the assistance being provided to those affected. He encouraged those affected to get registered with the relevant agencies as guided by the St. James Municipal Corporation and await the timely and orderly assistance being provided. I know that there is a grand plan in place to build a real structure. Persons who are registered to this arcade, please ensure that you don't allow people who did not lose or are not registered to take that benefit away from you, the senior police officer cautioned. Samuels said this was important because should that happen, it would create a chaos. And that wouldn't work for me, I go vex. Further, he warned that persons engaged in the illegal business of prostitution along South Street, where the arcade is located, are not among those who will benefit from government assistance to those negatively impacted by the destructive fire. We are only concerned about persons who sell wares and not the persons who sell bodies. I don't want us to go back to that sort of situation where that era is overrun with crime. Anything that we are doing, we want to ensure that it is safe for each and every one of us, Samuels added. The arcade consists of 150 wooden shops, and of that number, 54 were completely destroyed in the blaze, including one retrofitted from a metal container.